What is up, guys? Welcome to another college football top 25 ranking. My rankings. So, this is my rankings for upcoming week 12. So, my top 5 is just the same as the last 3 weeks. So, I still have no reason to really talk about the top 5 because everyone should have this as their top 5. And not much has changed in the top 5. So, one, I still have Ohio State. Two, Indiana. Three, Texas A&M. Those are the only three undefeated teams left. Four, Alabama, and five, Georgia. So that doesn't need to really be discussed. But here we go. Number 6, I have Texas Tech. They had a pretty dominant win against a top 10 BYU team. They dominated them, destroyed them. Wasn't even really that close. So Texas Tech is my number 6. They only have one loss. Number 7, I have Ole Miss. They also only have one loss to number 5, Georgia, only losing by 8. But Ole Miss, I think, has a little bit better resume than Oregon does. And I have Oregon at number 8. I drop them 2 spots, even if they won on the road. I still dropped them 2 spots because they still don't have that strong of a resume. Iowa's their best. A 3-loss Iowa team is Oregon's best win this year. So I have Oregon at 8. I have BYU at 9. I only dropped them 2 spots because they also got a little bit of help behind them this week in my rankings. So I only dropped BYU 2 spots. Their only loss was at number 6, Texas Tech, which is not a bad loss. It's not a bad loss. Texas Tech is a playoff team. And BYU has some decent wins. BYU's resume is kind of similar to Oregon's resume, I feel like. I mean, BYU won at a 6-3 Arizona. They beat a 7-2 Utah team who's in my top 15. Like, BYU doesn't have that horrible of a resume. Like, their wins, they're getting better every week. So, and Iowa State got bowl eligible, I believe, yesterday at 6-4. And BYU beat them at Iowa State. So I have BYU at 9. 10, I have Texas. I was thinking about putting Texas above BYU, but since Texas has 2 losses and a bad loss at Florida, I can't put them over BYU yet. But I have Texas at 10. They have a big one at 5, Georgia this week. I mean, if Texas beats Georgia, Texas is going up pretty good in my rankings next week if Texas beats Georgia. But I have Texas at 10. I think Texas is the best 2-loss team in the country out of all the 2-loss teams. But I have Texas at 10. 11, right behind them, I have Oklahoma. I have Oklahoma at 11. You can't put Oklahoma above Texas when Texas destroyed them. And I think Texas has a little bit, both of the resumes are similar, but Texas beat Oklahoma. And Texas also beat Vanderbilt. And Oklahoma, they won at Tennessee, which is a good win, but they're a 3-loss team, and Tennessee hasn't beaten anyone good yet this year. And Oklahoma, they lost at home to Ole Miss. Texas doesn't have a home loss yet this year. So yeah, I have Oklahoma 11. 12, I have Vanderbilt at 8-2. Vanderbilt's only losses were at number 4, Alabama, and at number 10, Texas. So I have Vanderbilt at number 12. 13, I have Utah. So Utah goes up 7 spots in my rankings from last week. I have Utah at 13. They're 7-2. They had a bye this week, but they have a good win against the ranked Cincinnati team. They also have a good, decent win over Arizona State. They barely lost at number 9, BYU. And they lost home to number 6, Texas Tech. And the first 3 quarters of that game was competitive until the 4th quarter. So I have Utah at 13. 14, I had no idea where to rank these teams and then the order, but I'm going to explain why I have these teams ranked in the order that I have them. So at 14, I have Georgia Tech. And the only reason I have Georgia Tech at 14, I have them the highest ranked ACC team right now, is because Georgia Tech only has 1 loss. I mean, their resume is not that great, but they only have 1 loss, so that's the tiebreaker for me, is Georgia Tech's only 1 loss on the road. So I have Georgia Tech 14. 15, I have Virginia. A lot of you might be questioning that, but I had Virginia ranked 10 last week. They go down 5 spots. They lose at home to Wake Forest. I mean, they didn't get blown out. That was only their 2nd loss. But I have to have Virginia ranked ahead of Louisville. So I have Louisville at 16. They lost in overtime at home yesterday to California. I mean, Cal's bowl eligible now. I think Wake Forest is also bowl eligible as well. So they're not like horrible losses. I mean, they lost to bowl eligible teams, but they both lost at home. Doesn't look that great, but they both go down 5 spots. But I have to have Virginia above Louisville since Virginia won at Louisville. So I have Louisville 16, but I have to have Louisville above Miami because Louisville beat Miami head to head. Even if I probably think Miami's a better team, Louisville beat them head to head. So Louisville won at Miami, and they both have the same record. So Miami's 17, and then 18, I have Notre Dame. I can't put Notre Dame above Miami because Notre Dame lost to Miami. That still counts this year as your record. Notre Dame lost to Miami, so I have Notre Dame at 18. 19, I have USC. I can't put USC any higher because USC lost to Notre Dame. So USC is at 19. And 20, I have Michigan. I can't put Michigan any higher because Michigan lost to USC. I feel like these rankings make the most sense. This is how the top 25 should be. And then that's my top 20. 21, I have South Florida. 22, I have North Texas. 23, I have James Madison. Their only loss was at 16 Louisville. But James Madison's basically dominated everyone in their conference. They're only one loss. I have them at 23. 24, I have Cincinnati. They only have 2 losses. Like I said, one at 13 Utah. And then another neutral site loss week 1 by 3 to Nebraska, to a decent Nebraska team. So I have Cincinnati at 24. And at 25, I have Pittsburgh at 25. They're 7-2. They had a bye this week. They have a big one, this one, against Notre Dame. 18 Notre Dame at home. Pitt's at home. So if Pitt wins that, they can really boost their resume. But, yeah, I mean, Louisville, too, they also beat Pitt, and they also beat James Madison. And they also beat Miami. So Louisville has 3 ranked wins I have in the top 25. So that's why I still have them at 16 as well. But yeah, I have James Madison, I have Pittsburgh 25. And then my receiving votes 26. I have Houston 8-2. 27. I have Tulane. I think they're 8-2 or 7-2. I think 8-2. They had a big win at Memphis this last week. So I have Tulane at 27. 28. I have Memphis. I think they're 8-2 as well. And then 29, I have SMU. That's 7-3. I think SMU is the best 3-loss team right now in the country. So I have SMU 29, and then 30, I have Iowa, who barely lost to number 2 Indiana by 5, and they barely lost to number 8 Oregon by 2 on a game-winning field goal. So I have Indiana at 30. That is my rankings for Week 12 this week.